discuss certain questions which were selected by me, which requires elaborate explanation, though the question is very much small. Now, I have taken this question. What is this? A particle is moving in xy plane as x coordinate and its y coordinates are given, where x and y are the displacements measured along x and y axis respectively, where p is in second. The question, what is the velocity? Now, what I wish to say here is, we have taken x. So the particle is having a non-linear motion. Suppose if you take this as the x-axis, you take this as the x-axis, and this is y-axis. The particle is going in something like this, different path. And at any point, the particle's coordinates are x comma y. And they are not linear, they are non-linear functions of time. So here if you take x is equals to 4t plus t square I cap, because x I cap is input along x-axis. So we want here the velocity along x-axis, means bx is equals to dx by dt. What is dx by dt? Differentiation of this one, d by dt of this entire thing, 4t plus t square. This will be equals to 4 into dt by dt1 plus 2 into dt by dt1. So this will be 4 plus so the x and y coordinates, which are the functions of time, will have two velocity components. One is along x-axis bx, the other is along y-axis bx. So first I have taken bx. So we got bx is equals to 4 plus 2t into 4 plus 2t into I cap. Now this is the velocity of the particle, which has two components by virtue of the coordinates x and y. So here first we have found the velocity component along x-axis, that is vx. Now we will go for velocity along y-axis. Velocity along y-axis. So that is y is equals to y is equals to 2t plus t square by 2 j cap. So here this will be getting vy as the velocity component along y-axis, and it is dy by dt. This would be equals to d by dt into 2t plus t square by 2. This on differentiation we will be getting 2 plus 2t. So this will be 2 into 1 plus t. This is the velocity component along y-axis. So that means now we have the particle's velocity, which has two components, vx and dy. Similarly, if suppose there is a 3-dimension, we can get dz similarly dz by dt. Understood? So that means here the component along y-axis, the component along x-axis are these two things. And here we want the velocity along the velocity, net velocity is equal to, since velocity is a vector, v by vx I cap plus vy j cap, and this will be equals to 4 plus 2t into I cap plus 2 into 1 plus t j cap. This is the answer. So why this is important is that any problem involving functions of time, if you require the physical quantity, you have to differentiate, or in some cases it may be integrating. Suppose if velocities are given, the question is what is the respect to displacements x and y, then you have to take care. So this is finished, the problem is over with this. So the problem is over with this. Now suppose if they give this velocity is given, the question is what is the x coordinate and what is y coordinate. Then what you have to do, you have to take Vx separately and Vx you have to write like this. Vx is equal to dx by dt and the dx is equal to Vx into dt. So integrating this Vx given, you will get x coordinate. Similarly, the integral of dy is equals to, we will get y coordinate. So same question, suppose if it is a function of time, here it is given x and y coordinates. We want velocity, therefore we have differentiated. If they give velocity like this, what are x and y? Then same thing, reverse process. It is like this. Understood? So any chapter, if the question consists of function of time, you have to check the differentiation of whether it is or integration. Here, now we will switch to next question. Suppose the same thing, if the question is what is the acceleration? Again we have to differentiate. Suppose the question is acceleration is equals to dy by dx I cap dv. So what are Vx component we got? If you differentiate, you get Ax and this is Ay. Because acceleration is also a vector, means it has two components like this. It has two accelerators, so that means there are two forces acting on it. Suppose the question is acting Newton's law, then it will be net force is equals to ma bar, and this will be equals to max I cap plus may j cap. Third dimension means maz. So what is maxi? If the problem if they give fx, what is fx? Force component along x-axis. What is Fi? Force component along y-axis. The question can be analyzed like this. Understood? So now. Now we'll go to another question where the question is if each of the resistance in the circuit is 10 ohms, the resistance between the terminals A and B is how much? This question, whenever any electrical question is given, the question is what is the resistance? Suppose there are capacitors also, same thing between A and B. So what we have to do is, first the circuit you draw like this. Between A and B, no? Between A and B means you draw first terminal A, terminal B like this. From A, what is that? One line like this. From B, another line like this. From A, how many terms? This and this. So there are two resistors. Any doubt in this? From A, two terminals. One is going to Q. And another one is going to P. So the next one is from Q to B. Another one from P to B. So the question must be analyzed like this always. So the given circuit where the two terminals A and B must be written like this. So here between P and Q one more resistance is there. Understood? Like this. Any electrical circuit, the question is between the two terminals. Take the two terminals, draw like this. Between those two given terminals, you draw this. What they make is between the terminals means the battery is connected. A battery is connected between A and B. Since there is no battery, only resistance is required, and current is also not required. Therefore, battery is not required. So this one here, this is 10 ohms. This is 10 ohms. This is 10 ohms. This is also 10 ohms. Clear? The circuit 10, 10, 10, all these things. So this, if you draw like this, then it will be coming to into the things whatever you have studied earlier. So that means here, this, when a circuit is like this, the circuit is like from Wilson's principle. If you take this as if you take like this here, if you take like this here, there are in Wilson's principle. If you take this resistance divided by this resistance, 10 by 10 is equal to 10 by 10. The ratio is 1. So that means the potential at P is equals to potential at Q. It implies that the current flowing through this path is 0. Current flowing through this path is 0, indicating that this resistance and this resistance are in series, and this resistance and this resistance are in series. Clear? So that means from A we will be getting like this. This is the point P, and here from A another one Q. Now the circuit is reduced to this. This is advantageous if you have the terminals A and B between which the question is what is the resistance between B and B. So we have drawn A and B like this. So it got reduced into a circuit which is known to us. So that means whenever the ratio of this and this is equal to the ratio of these two, the potential at this are equal. Potential at this and equal means the potential difference between P and Q is 0, indicating that no current flows through this. So therefore, the 10 and 10 are in series. This and this. So 10 and 10 series means 20 ohms. So next is this one. Okay. 10 and 10 series means how much? It will be 20 ohms. This is also 20 ohms. 20 and 20 again series means what? Parallel means what it will be? 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20. It will be. So the answer is 10 ohms. So any given circuit, first take them as endpoints. Draw the entire network between these two terminals only. Whether it is a capacitor circuits or resistor circuits, any inductors of these things, it will be easy. Yeah, we will get into next. Now, we will go to another one where the stationary wave equation is given. This equation is 0.8 cos of pi x by 20 sine of 200 pi t, where x is in centimeters, separation between the consecutive nodes. So in this, this is the equation of A stationary wave, wherein the 2A is given as 0.8. So the amplitude of individual wave is how much? 4 centimeters. 0.4 centimeters. And what is the coefficient of x means k? So here I write k is equals to how much it will be? Pi by 20. K is equals to pi by 20. So from this, what is k? 2 pi by lambda is equals to pi by 20. So this gets cancelled. And lambda, how much we got? 40 centimeters. A, how much we got? 0.4 centimeters. Lambda 40 centimeters. And next is whether it is required or not, I will calculate this. And what is the quotient of t time? Omega. So omega is equals to 200 pi. This is also from this comparing these two equations. And here, what is omega? When 2 pi into f is equals to 200 pi. So this will be most advantageous when once any given equation, if you compare that with the actual set of the equations. So y is equal to 2a cos kx sin omega t. Quotient of x is this. Quotient of t is this. So that means from this, if you cancel this, what you will be getting? F. F is equal to. So first, the given equation is stationary wave equation. Wherein we got y is equal to stationary equation is this one, kx sin omega t. From this 2a, the maximum possible amplitude is 2.8 given. So the amplitude of individual wave, how much it is? 0.4 centimeters. And comparing this, the quotient of x is wave number k. K is equal to pi by 20. So k 2 pi by lambda formula. Getting cancel will get lambda is equals to 40 centimeters. Well, how centimeters? Because x is in centimeters. So next is quotient of t in seconds. Omega. Omega is equals to how much? 200 pi quotient of t. 200 pi means pi gets cancelled. So that means what we got now till now, the amplitude we got how much? 0.4. Amplitude 0.4. Frequency 100 hertz we got. And another one, lambda 40 centimeters. So when once if you are able to get these things, then it is easy for diagram is not required. But the thing is, the question is, if you take antinode means here, x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, the amplitude is not 0. Therefore, the wave will be like this. This is x is equal to 0. Because if you take x is equal to 0, cos 0 how much 1? So the answer is 2a. So this will be 2a. And the next one is like this. So the question is, what is the distance between consecutive nodes? So consecutive nodes means this is the point. Consecutive nodes. Understood? These two are the two consecutive nodes. So here from node to node, how much distance? Lambda by 2. So lambda is equals to 40 centimeters. Lambda by 2, how much it is? This is the answer. If the question is anything connected to frequency, so we can solve this one. And what is this entire thing? Maximum amplitude, how much it is? 2L, not answer. So like that here, this is equation of standing or stationary. The nodes means, what are these nodes? Nodes means minimum displacement. Node means minimum displacement. Pressure node means minimum pressure. So don't think nodes means minimum displacement. Minimum value of the quantity. Displacement node, minimum displacement. Here we will go to the last question. Now, next and the final question is, a disc of mass m is attached to a horizontal massless spring of force constant k, so that it can roll. Because spring it can roll, and as well as what's roll without slipping, so it has both velocity as well as angular rotation as well as translation. So here along horizontal. If the disc is pushed little right side or left side, no problem. Here this is the problem. Here it is right side. Even if you push the spring to it compresses it also, then also it does oscillates. Yeah. So a disc of mass m is attached to a spring. Spring of force constant K, so that it can roll without slipping, a horizontal surface. So if the disc is pushed a little, again I am repeating, right side or left side, no problem. It does oscillate. Yeah. Its center of mass executes a system with a time period of. In this, why we have chosen this means, we have in physics majority chapters based on law of conservation of energy. In SHM we know the formula T is equal to 2 pi root of m by k. No problem. And also using torque we can find out time period. Using linear acceleration also we can find out time period. But here what we will be using is, when you are giving it a push, you are giving it some energy. What is that energy? Energy, suppose we have given it as U. What is the U? You have given it some energy. So with that energy, what is happening here? This spring, which was initially like this, that means unstretched or uncompressed. Understand? So it is in mean position. This is what? Mean position. What do you mean by the word mean position? Means the net force on the system is zero. Net force zero. Now you have compressed it or pushed it right side. Compressed or extended. Here right side means extended. Because it got tight here, no? You are pushing it right side, it gets extension. So that means from this mean position. What is happening? The spring is getting extended. By how much we will see. The spring, it got extended like this. Now you have left it. When you have left it, it is moving to and fro. To and fro, at a given instance, we will take this as x is equal to 0. This is x is equal to x. And it has rotational as well as translational. Again I am repeating. A spring of force constant K connected to a disc. Disc or cylinder, both are moment of inertia same, no problem. Disc, mass m. This is initially unstretched position. Means net force acting on it is 0, that is called mean position. And you have pulled it towards right side and released it. Means it executes. Right side means for a mean position where x is equal to 0, we are assuming you have pushed it to some level. At a point x, it is not up to this one, you have pushed it up to further level also. At a given instance, it has both translational as well as rotational and spring got extended. So, whatever energy you have supplied, I will write here. Whatever energy you have supplied, a part of the energy got extended to this. Means what is that extended? X means kx square. So whatever energy you have supplied, a part of it got gone to stretching the spring by x means half k square. And it also given velocity, here velocity is 0. So the what is that? Half mv square. Half mv square plus, and it is also rotating now, half I omega square. Understood? So what we have done this equation is that energy U with which you have pushed it, the disc, and left to oscillate at a given instance where it is at a distance x, not maximum mean position or extreme position, some distance x. Since x, it has kinetic energy, spring force, spring energy of kx square. Simultaneously, the energy which you have supplied is kinetic and also rotational kinetic. So that means together it has the total energy which you have supplied is converted into these three things. So that means once you have supplied this, what is this? This is constant. That means constant is what does mean? With the time it will be 0. That we will be differentiating that one. We will be differentiating U energy with respect to what? Time. With respect to time, we have taken. So that means left side du by dt which is equal to 0, and here it will be half a into 2x into dx by dt plus half m into v into dv by dt plus cos. One more thing I forgot here. What is this means here? I also, if you convert this, it will be like this. I forgot this. I will be converting into moment dimension of a disk means how much? mr square by 2. What is v omega? V square by r square. V square by r square. So this will be equals to half a x square. After the differentiating, it will be how much? It will be half mv square plus r gets cancelled. mv square by 4. This will be equal to half kx square. Taking LCM 3 by 4, mv square is total energy. This we have to differentiate. So this is that which you have to differentiate. Clear? So 3 by 4 mv into 3 by 4 m 2v into by dt. This entire equal to 0. So the total energy which you have supplied, it has converted into stretching the spring half kx square, giving linear velocity means kinetic energy, translation energy. Simultaneously rotating by virtue of being without slipping, can roll along half I omega square. So this entire thing we got to this equation. So this is the equation. This after differentiating, where du total energy can separate is confirmed, we got this. So next is 0 is equals to 2 gets cancelled. Kx into what is dx by dt? V plus 3 means it goes 2 times 3 by 2 m v. What is dv by dt? Acceleration. This is acceleration. So this v gets cancelled. So what we will be getting? 3 by 2 mva equals to minus kx. A is equals to minus into x. So this can be compared with minus omega square x. So this after simplifying we got this term. And A is equal to y1 for the condition for SHM, which is this one, where acceleration is directly proportional to displacement and acts always opposite to the direction. Hence, comparing these two, we will be getting omega square is equal to 2k by 3m. Omega is equal to square root of, and time period is equal to 2 pi by omega is equal to 2 pi by square root of 3m by answer. Clear? Okay, thank you. With this, like this, you have to read. That is my suggestion for you to prepare in the coming exams for higher professional courses. Thank you.
Have